Hello, my name is Tarmack, and let me show you Cobalt. It's a little game done by a group called Oxeye Game Studio and published by Mojang of all companies. A little bit odd because they've never published a title before. This is their first third-party title that they're getting involved in, so maybe it's an indication of things to come. Or maybe it was signed before the Microsoft buyout deal, and this will be the first and last time we see it. I have no idea. The game is out on February 2nd with a launch price of $20 US, and it's on Steam. So, let us take a quick look at how some of this stuff goes. Now, up in the top left, just for information purposes, I've got performance numbers showing the GPU, memory, all of that sort of wonderful usage. You can see the frame rate that I'm getting. I'm also using the Steam controller to play it. I have played on the keyboard and mouse. I don't prefer it. It's not bad, but I prefer the controller. There's something to that. So, you control this little guy. He's very Cobalt in nature. See what I did there? It's good stuff. You're running him back and forth with your thumbstick. You're jumping with the A button on the Steam controller. I'm sure that would translate into the X button on DualShock 4 or A button perhaps on the Xbox One controller, though I don't have one of those. And you can switch back and forth between a couple of different ways of attacking. Now, at the moment, I've only got my punch, which is done by the right trigger. And I've got my gun, which again is the right trigger as well, but you're swapping between those with the X, Y, and B buttons on the controller. You can also roll with the left trigger, and roll has this neat little feature to it that I'll show a little bit later when things start shooting at me. So just to start off with, I want to point out that the game has an awful lot of secrets in it. So this is right as soon as you get into your first level in the story campaign. And you can do a double jump, you can do a wall jump, and there's all kinds of little areas just hidden off into the middle of nowhere where there are little secrets, little pickups that you can get that are somewhat useful. So, okay, melee slot, we're going to be doing our punch, and we're punching through a door, which is all kinds of wonderful. And continuing on, security is still operational. Now, other than the basic controls, so that you're aware, this game has an awful lot of different things going on for it. We'll go ahead and unlock the side entrance here. It has a single player with a story campaign mode to it. It has local co-op in the single player, sort of, according to the dev. I haven't actually been able to try that out myself. It's got local co-op survival maps, as well as online multiplayer with death matches, capture the flag, team strike, an arcade mode, and it has a tool set so that you can create your own levels. Obviously, this is not some kind of fire and forget title that nobody's ever going to play for any length of time. So, got something shooting at us, which is all fine and dandy. We'll just punch the hell out of that and move on with our lives. I find that the punching mechanic and just the general, physics is, I guess, the right word for it, is quite satisfying. The idea of things just kind of blasting into pieces, parts going everywhere. Okay, so, we got a range shot. So this is just the tutorial pieces teaching you how to play the game. So you swap over to your gun. You can aim up at things. Now, you can't aim up all the time. So let me just run over here really quick. I'm pushing up on the stick. I can't do that unless there's something that I can actually shoot at. So we aim up, we shoot that out, and on we move. And we have our little friend here. I'm just going to skip through the dialogue because I don't want you to, have to worry too much about this. You get to play through this on your own. Oh, we got ourselves some birds to beat up. And you can see, again, feathers everywhere. All kinds of fun. And on we go. Call ourselves an elevator down. Now, I have tried the tool set. I attempted to get it to work, and it was non-functional. And see, here's the thing. So I got this. This is review code from the developer. And some things are still broken. Horribly, horribly broken. Now, just to give you a quick note here, what I'm doing, hitting the left trigger button, not the trigger, sorry, the bumper, brings the elevator down. Some things are very, very broken, and as I mentioned, that's one of them. The toolset, just for whatever reason, doesn't seem to be functional right now. It's giving scripting errors. So there we've got some contextual damage. My eyes popped out because I took a couple of shots. And you'll run across these little pads which give you, it's kind of like a checkpoint system where you pass over it and it gives you a respawn from there if you happen to die later on. Oh, we got a door. We'll go ahead and take a look around here. You can shop and pick up some ammo, which is all kinds of wonderful. I did find that I ran out of ammo very early because I was not aware that you could just shoot whatever you wanted and didn't happen to have a whole bunch of ammunition. So on we go. These blasted birds are nice and irritating. Now, if the game was garbage... Oh, there I died. If the game was garbage, none of those extra modes would matter. You'd never get to the deathmatch. You'd never bother with any of that kind of stuff. So far, I've found that it's not garbage. Again, some things are broken, but it's definitely not an awful, awful game. Once you discover that it has some complexity to it, that's really where a lot of the excitement from my perspective came from. So what I just grabbed there was a little power item, and you'll see a number of different locations throughout the game where you pick up these power items and use them to power certain devices. So this one, I've just turned on the lights, basically, is all that we've got going here. Unless, of course, I'm mistaken and it is some other secret that I have not yet discovered. Locked doors. All fancy schmancy. And there's our checkpoint again. And we're about to discover we've got some other critters running around this area that are not necessarily our friends. So let's go see what we have over here. Alright, so we've got ourselves alarms, which is awesome, and this is a turret of some kind, so we can shoot that out, which is good. Now, here's something that I really wanted to show off, and this is something that's quite clever to me in this game in particular. There's a couple of different door unlock / hacking mechanics that you've got. And so this one in particular, you can pick whether you're going up or down. You're just trying to get it to where that exclamation point is nice and yellow, and that's how you open the door. Now, it's the kind of mechanic that maybe it feels like it's unnecessary, right? However, it forces you to stop and take a moment and make sure that you're not actually in an area where you're in any danger, because, quite frankly, that's a great way of dying. But there's also hacking minigames as well, which were quite unique. Oh, here we go. So here's a cracking puzzle, which I have not actually completed one of these yet. So I don't know how to do it. I suspect that there is some kind of numbering system somewhere around where you'll be able to see what number you need to use to get into here. And of course, inside you'll have different items and things like that. There are some that are not locked at all. Alright, let's say hi to our little robot friends that are about to take away the power on this wonderful bridge. And so we're going to have to go and hunt down some kind of power device to get that bridge back up and running again. When I get my fist back out, I don't want to shoot these birds. The birds are so much more fun to punch. There's really something to that. I don't know why I enjoy it, but I do. Oh, and there I just threw our power device. So this is going to power the bridge. That'll let us continue on where we were going. You can put it down here. Okay, bridge is back up, and on we go. Now, I'm still a little bit damaged, so we got to make sure we're not going totally crazy. There's our checkpoint. And as you're going from level to level, you get yourself a little mini-map up in the top right there. Alright, so we've got ourselves another weapon. And you can swap between the different weapons that you've got as well, of course. So this one is here. It's basically, this is where you're supposed to be learning to shoot up. Now, I showed you that a little bit earlier. under the turret that you're actually supposed to just run away from. And of course, there's more secrets, right? You hop up along the top and you'll find, hey, look, another lock. So we'll go ahead and pick that lock. Now this one's got 2 different sections to it, just to add that little bit of complexity. Now, I have no idea what the chanting robot sound in the background there was, but that's totally fine. So I jumped ahead because I wanted to show off the hacking minigames that are in it, in addition to what I've already shown for the lockpicking, as well as the unique mechanic for rolling. So here we've got a hack terminal. This is all fine and dandy. And the way that the hacking works, and this one's quite a simple one, is you can only move in straight lines, right? So that was a failure, obviously. So we're going to bump up against a couple of these things, get to our green bit, and that opens up the door. And some, again, are much more complicated than others. That was poor. Let's try that again. And we can open up our little cabinet here and get some loot. Alright, so the next piece is the roll. So what you'll see when you're getting shot at, they've put in a unique little bullet time effect that lets you slow time down, obviously, and you can deflect bullets with the roll. And this gets really, really unique when you're not awful. Especially in any of the multiplayer. So the deathmatch stuff, if you're watching them play, right now they're actually doing a thing on Twitch where people can bet red versus blue who's going to win. Now, if I remember correctly, this has something to do with your feet. If it hits your feet, you die. So you got to time it really, really well, where it's got to hit your head, I guess. And that lets you deflect the bullet, and that's fine. It's great in multiplayer from what I've seen so far. Other than that, I'm really enjoying the music. There's some good ambient stuff. There's some good stuff with a beat behind it to really keep you going. It's got some character, the same kind of character that the visual design has. It's really quite enjoyable. Other than that, I think we'll stop for a moment on the gameplay side and we'll go take a look at some options. So talking about options, I wanted to show some of the concerns that I have with this particular title. It's fun to play, and that's all wonderful, but it still seems broken. Now, I have a build of the game that feels like it's early. The game releases tomorrow, or today when you watch this, if you happen to be watching when this video goes live. And I would hope that this would be the final build. However, when you go into your option settings and you decide you're going to pick your resolution, it gives you all kinds of resolution options. And you want to guess what any of them do? Nothing. I have no idea what actual resolution I'm playing this game at, because I've got it full screen, which is fine and dandy. When I record it, it's got recording done at 720p, so I can hope that's what it is. But to have all of these options and have them do nothing is very confusing to me. You can change your graphics card. You can say, I want it to just render software, or I want it to render with my GTX 970. All right, I've got this graphics option that, unlike normal options where you've got a low, medium, high, this one is just, 100%. You can scroll it down and it gives you bigger boxes on this cube, but it doesn't seem to have any impact in the game itself. And that's concerning to me because the game should be done, guys. This shit should work. So I would be a little bit cautious. If you're looking at the graphics here and you're saying, this is okay, go ahead, full screen it. Open these video ups, full screen at 720p. See what it looks like when it's stretched out to a full-size screen. And if you're okay with that, then you know what? Go ahead. If it bothers you, maybe wait until they fix it. I don't know what it is that's wrong. I just know that it is broken. Something is not happy here. Now, I also ran into some problems with the AI when you're playing online, when you're playing, in the arcade, playing against bots. There are some AI problems. It's not particularly smart, and I'm sure that they're going to fix that over time. But other than that, I don't really know. The last thing that I wanted to mention is Oxeye Game Studio has committed to free updates throughout the course of this game's life. It's not a free-to-play game. You're going to pay $20 to get it, and they're going to fix it, they're going to update it, they're going to do all kinds of stuff, which is excellent. It's definitely something that you can feel that this is a labor of love. This is something that these guys and possibly gals really, really wanted to do and to build into a great game, and I'm having a good time with it. I really came into this one expecting it to be worse than it is, and it surprised me. Pleasantly surprised. I wish that the tool set worked, because again, that's something else that's broken. It's giving me a scripting error every time I try to load it. So we'll have to wait and see. But outside of those things, I don't know, let me know what you think. This is a game called Cobalt, done by Oxeye Game Studios, published by Mojang. $20 US, releases on February 2nd, 2016. My name is Tarmack. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you later. Cheers. Bye-bye.